Imagine being in the midst of a crowd, throwing tomatoes at each other or chasing after a rolling cheese down a hill. Welcome to the world of the weirdest festivals. Around the globe, countless extraordinary and peculiar celebrations take place every year, each with its own unique charm and history. From Spain's tomato-throwing extravaganza, La Tomatina, to England's gravity-defying cheese chase, these festivals might seem bizarre, but they are an integral part of the culture and tradition of the places they originate from. Perhaps you've heard of India's vibrant festival of colors, Holi, or Mexico's beautifully poignant Day of the Dead. These festivals, while strange to some, are deeply rooted in the hearts and lives of the people who celebrate them, offering an intriguing glimpse into the customs and values of diverse cultures. Join us as we take a journey through time, exploring the world's weirdest festivals. Let's dive into this fascinating world of tradition, excitement, and yes, a fair bit of weirdness. Our journey starts in the small town of Buñol, Spain, home to the world's largest food fight. This isn't your typical food fight, though. It's an all-out tomato war known as La Tomatina. Immerse yourself in history as we go back to the late 1940s, when a local fight broke out during a town festival in Buñol. The local youths, unable to find any other ammunition, grabbed tomatoes from a nearby vegetable stand and started hurling them at each other. The following year, they repeated the tomato fight, this time bringing their own tomatoes, and just like that, a tradition was born. Fast forward to the present day, and La Tomatina has bloomed into a massive event, attracting tens of thousands of participants from around the globe, all ready to paint the town red. The festival happens on the last Wednesday of August, and it's a spectacle of pure, messy fun. The rules of La Tomatina are simple. The fight begins with the firing of water cannons, marking the commencement of the tomato throwdown. The tomatoes have to be squashed before throwing to avoid hurting anyone. After exactly 1 hour, the water cannons are fired again, signaling the end of the fight. Then, the cleaning process begins, with the fire trucks hosing down the streets and participants. But it's not just about the tomato fight. The entire week leading up to the big day is filled with parades, fireworks, and cooking contests, creating a fiesta-like atmosphere. La Tomatina has had its share of interesting stories. There's the time when the festival was banned in the early 50s due to its lack of religious significance, only to be reinstated after the locals protested by carrying a tomato in a coffin through the streets. From a simple street brawl to an internationally recognized event, La Tomatina surely knows how to paint the town red. From tomato fights, we move to a more adrenaline-pumping event in Pamplona, Spain. Now imagine this. The sun rises over the beautiful city of Pamplona. Nervous excitement fills the air as anticipation builds. This is no ordinary day. It's the start of the San Fermin Festival, best known for its main event, the running of bulls. It's a tradition that dates back to the 1400s, initially a practical measure for transporting bulls from their corrals to the bullfighting ring. Over time, it evolved into a daring, heart-stopping spectacle, attracting thrill-seekers from all over the world. The event unfolds over 8 days in July, each day starting with the same ritual. 2 rockets are fired. The first signals the release of the bulls, and the second confirms that they're all on the run. Men and women, dressed in traditional white attire with red scarves, sprint ahead of the charging bulls through the narrow streets of Pamplona, a run of about 850 meters. There are countless stories of courage, close calls, and unfortunately, tragedy too. The danger is real, but so is the exhilaration. Every year, participants return, drawn by the thrill, camaraderie, and the sheer joy of emerging unscathed. A dangerous yet thrilling tradition, the running of bulls truly tests the courage of its participants. Let's now travel to India, where people welcome spring by throwing colorful powders at each other. This riot of colors is known as Holi, a festival that dates back to ancient times. It's a celebration that marks the arrival of spring and the victory of good over evil. The name Holi comes from the demoness Holika, who was defeated and burned in a fire. This event is commemorated with bonfires on the eve of the festival. Holi is celebrated with fervor across the length and breadth of India. The festival begins with the lighting of the bonfire on the Holy Eve. The next day is a carnival of colors. People smear each other with colored powders and splash water balloons. Laughter and joyous shouts fill the air as friends, families, and strangers alike partake in this playful battle of colors. One of the most captivating aspects of Holi is the sense of unity it fosters. The distinctions of age, gender, status, and caste blur as everyone gets drenched in the same colors. It's a time when grudges are forgotten and relationships are renewed. There are countless interesting stories associated with Holi. One such story is of Radha and Krishna, deities revered in Hinduism. It's said that Krishna, who had a dark complexion, was jealous of Radha's fair skin. In a playful mood, he smeared Radha's face with colors, and since then, lovers have been coloring each other's faces during Holi. Another intriguing tradition of Holi is the consumption of bhang, a beverage made from cannabis. It's believed that Lord Shiva, a Hindu deity, used bhang for meditation and as a source of energy. Today, many partake in this tradition, adding a dash of intoxication to the vibrant celebration. Holi is more than just a festival. It's a celebration of life, love, and joy. It's a time when the air is thick with excitement, streets are awash with colors, and everyone is immersed in the festive spirit. Symbolizing the victory of good over evil, Holi is a vibrant celebration of life and colors. From India, we go to Mexico, where death is celebrated in a grand and colorful way. In the vibrant country of Mexico, the Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, is observed with great reverence and joy. This festival, which spans over 2 days starting from November 1st, is a profound cultural experience that has roots dating back to the pre-Hispanic era. It is a time when the living and the departed are believed to share a common space, blurring the lines between the earthly and the ethereal. The Day of the Dead is not a somber affair, but rather a grand celebration of life and death. Families come together to create vibrant altars, or ofrendas, adorned with marigolds, candles, photos, and the favorite foods of the departed. These offerings, it's believed, guide the spirits of the loved ones back to the world of the living for a brief but cherished reunion. An interesting aspect of this festival is the calacas and calaveras, whimsical skeletons and skulls made of sugar, chocolate, or clay. They're everywhere, in the streets, in shops, in homes, and even in pastries. The calaveras are not just decorative elements, but also serve as a reminder of the transient nature of life. One remarkable story comes from the small island of Janitzio, where families take to their boats at midnight, each carrying a single candle. As they reach the island's cemetery, the flickering lights from hundreds of candles illuminate the darkness, creating a mesmerizing spectacle. It's a moment that embodies the spirit of the Day of the Dead, a moment of unity between the living and the departed. In a celebration that blurs the line between life and death, the Day of the Dead truly honors the departed in a unique way. Our last stop takes us to the rolling hills of Gloucester, England, where people chase after a wheel of cheese. Welcome to the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake, a tradition that has been celebrated for over 200 years. The festival takes place on the last Monday of May, where a 7 to 9 pound wheel of double Gloucester cheese is rolled down Cooper's Hill, and competitors race after it. The cheese, wrapped in a wooden casing for protection, is given a 1-second head start. The competitors then take off, tumbling, sprinting, and rolling down the steep hill in a wild pursuit of the runaway cheese. The first person to cross the finish line at the bottom of the hill wins the cheese. But it's not as easy as it sounds. The hill is steep and uneven, and injuries are a common part of this daring race. The origins of this peculiar festival are shrouded in mystery. Some believe that it has pagan roots, possibly as a fertility rite to ensure a good harvest. Others suggest that it started as a way for the local community to maintain their grazing rights on the hill. Whatever the origins, the event has evolved into a world-famous spectacle, attracting thrill-seekers and spectators from around the globe. Over the years, the cheese rolling has amassed a collection of amusing and heartwarming stories. From the local soldier who has won the race 20 times to the 70-year-old man who participated just to tick it off his bucket list. It's these stories that make the Cheese Rolling Festival more than just a race. It's a celebration of community spirit, daring, and a love for tradition. But perhaps the most intriguing part of the festival is its resilience. Despite attempts to ban the event due to safety concerns, the cheese rolling festival continues to thrive, driven by the determination and passion of the local community. This is a testament to the enduring appeal of this unconventional festival. A test of speed and agility, the cheese rolling festival is a quirky tradition that has stood the test of time. From tomato fights to cheese rolling, we've seen some of the world's weirdest festivals. We started our journey in Spain, diving headfirst into a sea of ripe tomatoes at La Tomatina and getting our adrenaline pumping with the daring running of bulls. Then we dusted ourselves with a rainbow of colors at India's Holi festival, immersing ourselves in a celebration of love, joy, and the triumph of good over evil. We then paid our respects to the departed in Mexico's Day of the Dead, a festival where death is not mourned but celebrated with vibrant colors, music, and food. And who could forget our tumble down the hill in England, in the chaotic yet thrilling cheese rolling event? Each of these festivals, as strange as they may seem, are a testament to the sheer diversity and richness of human culture. They are a reflection of our shared human need to celebrate, to connect, and to make sense of our world in our own unique ways. We hope this journey has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the myriad of other weird and wonderful festivals that our world has to offer. Remember, the world is full of surprises, and the best way to uncover them is to dive right in. These festivals, as weird as they may be, show us the diversity and richness of human culture. Until next time, keep exploring.